You're watching NFL Daily. Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports. Reminder, we did this on Wednesday, so if any kind of crazy stuff happens until then, don't yell at me down in the comments. If you want to get your questions on the show, as always, use hashtag NFL, or you can super chat. What up, Elio? You'll like to put us under the microscope. Chat Sports midseason awards, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, MVP comeback, Head Coach of the Year. Remember, no wrong answers. So I would say right now, midseason awards, the MVP of the NFL. Oh, man, I don't know if I can give it to Kyler. I don't know if I can give it to Lamar. Dak's probably going to be up there. Tom Brady just lost. I mean, you can go a multitude different ways. I might still go with Kyler. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jamar Chase. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I mean, it's probably got to be Micah Parsons. Comeback Player of the Year, Dak Prescott. Head Coach of the Year, oh boy. Head Coach of the Year, Cliff Kingsbury? Is that where we're going? You guys let me know. Let's go to Robert Bruce. Hello, Mitchell. Hello, Jack. Patriots are definitely contenders, not pretenders, with no big-name stars on the team. That proves what hard work can do. I will say that I've been a lot more impressed by this Patriots team, and it's made me actually believe a little bit more in Bill Belichick that he could get it done without Tom Brady. But, I mean, you're 100% right. This team is playing very good football right now. If the playoffs were to start today, they would be the 6th seed. And, I mean, I will say they might not have any big-name household players, but that defense is loaded with talent. So I'm going to give the defense some credit. But the offense doesn't have any big-name players. Mac Jones has been playing safe. The running game has been able to step up. And if you really think about it, I mean, they've played probably some of the best football over the last month. They hung tough with Tom Brady when he came to visit. They've been playing a lot of tough games from here on out. This Patriots team, I agree with you, is a serious contender as it stands right now. Robert, I appreciate your question, and I appreciate everyone watching live. Remember, hashtag NFL or Super Chat. Swag Daddy Legend, tell me how the Dolphins make the playoffs. Here's their remaining games. The Jets, the Panthers, the Giants, the Jets, the Saints, the Titans, and the Patriots. Well, you probably have to win out because you're 3-7. Your best chance is to win out, so that puts you at 10-7. You can beat the Jets both times. I think you can beat Carolina, even though Carolina just beat the Cardinals. The Giants are a very hard team to figure out. The Saints, they got Simeon playing pitch and catch with them. The Titans have already lost to the Jets, and you already beat the Patriots. There you go. That's how you make the playoffs. But even if you go 10-7, I still don't know if you're able to get in. But what about this? I do think this division is pretty interesting. We've already had a question about the Dolphins. We've had a question about the Patriots. So who do y'all think is going to be the AFC East champs? The Bills, they're a half game over New England, and realistically, I probably could have just put Buffalo or the Patriots. But you know what? If you want to vote for Miami, if you want to vote for the Jets, I'm not going to hate on you. I'm still going to go ahead and put my money on Josh Allen and type BUF. What up, Jack Bishop? How is Casey not in the top 50? He was just behind Ramsey all year. Well, Casey Hayward, I believe, is what you're talking about, and you're regarding my PFF top 50 overall. I mean, he's had two pretty lackadaisical games that dropped him down. I mean, honestly, he's actually not even the highest-rated cornerback on the Raiders anymore. It's actually Nate Hobbs. I'd have to double-check, but I don't even know if Casey Hayward is top 10, but it's because he's had a few bad games back-to-back. But, all right, we got another one. Super chat coming in from Jack Bishop. What happens to Cam next year? So good to see him. I do think it's a really good storyline to see Cam Newton back, but it actually wouldn't really surprise me if it was very similar to what we saw with the New England Patriots, where he was really good for his first 4 games. Remember, everyone was like, MVP candidate. And then what happens? The NFL gets tape, the NFL figures out your strengths and your weaknesses, and then they make adjustments. I wouldn't really be too surprised if that's exactly what we see here with Cam Newton, with the Carolina Panthers going forward, but I would be lying to say I don't think the NFL is more entertaining with Cam Newton on the Patriots. That's awesome to me. Or Panthers, sorry. What about the pass master? Mitch, do you still think my Vikings are out? Unfortunately, yes. I just don't see Minnesota making it. Now, I believe this stat is correct. The Minnesota Vikings are the only team in the NFL to have at least a 7-point lead in every single game this season and still have a losing record. Cousins has been good. Dalvin Cook's been good. The defense is the major liability. I don't see them winning this week up against Green Bay, thus losing another game, thus moving them further back from being able to ultimately accomplish their goal. But I hate to break it to you, I just don't really see the Vikings as a playoff caliber team. go to Zachary Lynn Borgen. Is OBJ just a walking problem? I mean, I think if he sits down, he's also going to be a problem too. I mean, let's just face it. OBJ, he had 2 catches, 18 yards, I believe, on 3 targets. One of Matthew Stafford's picks was when he was targeting Odell, and it was a total miscommunication. Odell was once one of the best receivers in the National Football League. The issue is this: he suffered major injuries, and he's simply not worth the headache. At least I don't think he's worth the headache anymore. Now, if we got NFL fans out there, if anybody has an Amazon Alexa device, something like the Echo you see over here, or basically all Fire TV operating systems, I want you to listen up. If you want some more NFL videos right to your home, man, we got you covered here. All you got to do is either say like, hey, Alexa, play the Cowboys 2-minute drill. You can say, hey, Alexa, play the Raiders 2-minute drill. We got you covered here. It's basically a 2-minute insight of, it could be me, it could be another chat sports analyst, breaking down 60 seconds of an entire matchup. So I actually really like looking at it if I'm trying to put some money down on a bet to get that inside scoop on a matchup. If you just want some extra content while you're just hanging around, you can also use it for that. But at the end of the day, I want you guys just to go ahead and check it out. So again, it's on all video devices like the Echo. You can also check it out on your Fire TV as well. You can hold the remote, say, Alexa, play the Chiefs 2-minute drill. We got you covered. It's just an extra look at some NFL videos here from Chat Sports and Amazon. Let's go to Untouchable Raid 1960. Hey, Mitchell, would you take Jordan Davis, defensive tackle from Georgia? He would definitely help the Raiders' run defense, and the only way I bench Carr if he plays 2 more bad games. I actually am not going to bench Derek Carr no matter what, because you really have to figure out if it's worth either going out and getting a new quarterback or extending him. So if I'm the Raiders, I don't bench DC. And then in terms of defensive tackle, it's definitely one of the biggest needs for Las Vegas. But really answering draft questions is kind of difficult now because so much can change, so much can happen. If the Raiders don't win a game from here on out and they go 5-12, they're going to be top 10, and then I don't know if you're going to want to take the defensive tackle from Georgia. But in terms of overall talent, he's a good player, and in terms of need, it's there. It's just still very early to figure out who you're going to take in the first round. What up, Jack? Give me the hard truth, okay? Do we make the playoffs? So yesterday on the Raiders Report, if you guys don't know, I run our Raiders channel here. If you haven't subbed yet, please do. Trying to get to 100,000 subs, youtube.com/Raiders Report. I gave the Raiders a 1 no Chucky head chance, so I said basically less than 25% chance of them making the playoffs. They've played bad the past 2 weeks, and I am a little bit worried. Some changes need to be made, though you can fix it with a win this week up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go to Hitstick 52. Why did the Ravens release Le'Veon Bell? Is J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, or Gus Edwards coming back? No, and no to all them coming back. I think it actually just speaks more volumes to how good Devonta Freeman has been. I mean, Freeman's looked good. I mean, we have to be able to appreciate that. I also think it's kind of just shows that Le'Veon Bell just ain't that dude anymore. Kind of like what we talked about OBJ. Good time, good name value. But the player simply is not there. It could also mean that Latavius Murray's getting closer to coming back. Tyson Williams is actually one of the better pass blocking running backs in the league. I don't really think it's that hard saying goodbye to Le'Veon Bell. Now, if Le'Veon Bell decides to sign with another team, I noticed on Wednesday he didn't get claimed off waivers. We're probably going to go ahead and keep you guys up to date on that. So if you want NFL coverage all year long, subscribe and turn on those notifications. Like, it's easy making videos at this time of the year, right? I mean, we're right in the heart of the NFL season. But what makes Chat Sports different is free videos January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It does not matter. I actually don't know if there's ever been a time in the last 3-4 years where you guys didn't get at least one video on this YouTube channel. So please go ahead and subscribe. Let's go to Marquis Robinson. Hi, Mitchell Renz and Tom Downey and Chase Sr. and Harrison Graham. Who do you guys have in the Super Bowl this year and also the MVP? Well, I don't see Chase. Tom hopefully is taking care of his newborn baby. Harrison's out there. Harrison, do you want to tell me who your Super Bowl matchup is going to be? I mean, when I look at it for me, I'm probably still going to go with the Rams, even though I hate saying it. But I'm going to go with the Rams, and I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. What about you? What do you got for me? Bucks and Raiders. Cool. And he said he wants to see what happens in the Chiefs-Cowboys game. So, all right, get at him next week, is apparently. So he's going to go with Chiefs and Buccaneers. That's not chalky at all. Let's go to Dominique Macy. Mitch, do you think Dallas Dallas will be the 1 seed in the NFC or anywhere else? Well, if we could actually look at the NFC playoff picture real quick for the NFC, I mean, the Cowboys, they have an easy schedule the remainder of the way. They're currently the 3 seed at 7-2. The issue is I still think that Green Bay is the best team. I mean, realistically, they've lost only 1 game with Aaron Rodgers, and that was in week 1. They've been rocking and rolling. So I'm still going to say that the Green Bay Packers finish as the number 1 seed. But in terms of the Dallas Cowboys, we know they're going to win their division. We know that they're going to be at least in that top 4. I'm going to go ahead and say that they finish 2nd or 3rd. What up, Gregory Brinston? Thoughts on the Steelers bringing back Le'Veon Bell? Get the inside scoop on the Ravens. So I do actually like the idea of an NFL team like the Steelers trying to compete with their division rival, the Ravens, who are in first place. And Lev Bell has been there almost a month. Figure out what the hell's going on inside that locker room, and then you bring it over to Pittsburgh. The issue is this. I don't see Mike Tomlin wanting to bring in Le'Veon Bell back to that locker room, especially with everything that he's been through over the last 3 seasons. And Najee Harris is a hell of a running back. I know his yards per carry doesn't look all that great, but it's because that offensive line is just simply not good, and teams are just stuffing the box, giggity, really trying to slow down that running game because nobody thinks that Big Ben or any of the other quarterbacks that are out there can throw it over their head. But what says y'all? Will anyone sign Le'Veon Bell this season? He went unclaimed on waivers, 1 for yes, 0 for no. I still think that he'll get a shot somewhere because there's going to be more running back injuries that happen probably later on in the season. So I'm going to go ahead and type my 1 for yes, though I don't really know if he deserves it. Let's go to Noah Dye. What the hell is happening with the Bucs? I mean, I think it just goes to show that literally any Sunday, anybody can win and anybody can lose. And if you don't show up ready to go, you're going to get smacked in the face. I mean, that really just as simple as that. I will say, I've never really totally understood the importance of Antonio Brown to that offense and even Rob Gronkowski, but especially AB. Since AB's been gone, that offense has not looked the same. They don't have nearly the same mojo. So I'm going to go ahead and say the loss of Antonio Brown, not having Gronk hurts, but you're right. That defense also is very, very suspect right now, especially after giving up 29 points to Taylor Heineke and the Washington football team. What up, Zachary Lynn Borgen? Is this the most well-rounded Green Bay team in years? As a Packer fan, I'm actually really confident in this team. I mean, I'll say like the last team that I would say was like unbelievably like well-rounded was the year I believe they went 15-1 I think they lost to the Giants that year. They went on to win the Super Bowl. But, I mean, we're always going to talk about Rodgers, going to talk about Devonta Adams, Aaron Jones. I think A.J. Dillon has done a phenomenal job. The offensive line is working. But people aren't talking about the defense. This defense for Green Bay right now is legit. Devondre Campbell's been one of the best pickups the entire offseason. Their safety play, led by Amos, has been phenomenal. And they're doing it without their top cornerback. So, like, I think what this Green Bay defense is doing is really, really special right now. But, yes, they are, right now, I think, the most well-rounded team in the National Football League. Now, if I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. We get a lot of these, questions that pop up here on NFL Daily. So far, today's MVP has been Jack Bishop. He's been super chatting out the wazoo. So, Jack, much love to you. But if you didn't super chat or if you didn't get your questions on, you can always slide in my DMs at MitchellRenz365. Do you think that the Raiders pursue Michael Gallup in free agency next season? It's a good question. I think Gallup is a very talented receiver. He actually would probably be the top wide receiver right now on the Raiders roster. I think he's better than Bryan Edwards. I know he's better than Zay Jones. He's better than Deshaun Jackson. He's a very good overall player. Would probably fit very well with DC. The issue is this. He's the 5th best receiver. When I think about the overall rankings right now for 2022 wide receiver, I'd rather have Chris Godwin. Allen Robinson to me is better. Devonta Adams should be the top receiver that the Raiders go out and try to get. Tom Downey's real account is OBJ the new Dez Bryant. I don't think he's the new Dez Bryant because I don't even think Dez was ever that much of a diva compared to OBJ. Like, you can say what you want about Dez, but Dez, I don't know, I still think OBJ, maybe it's a little bit of recency bias here, but I'm going to say no to this question. Let's go to Bryce Ward. Do you think that the Dolphins fight for a playoff spot, or is it time to look forward to a top-tier draft pick? Is it time to look forward to the draft? Yes, it is time to look forward to the draft. Are they playing a lot better? Absolutely. But here's the one thing. So Miami actually doesn't have their top draft pick. So even if they were to tank, right, they don't have their top pick. Remember, they ended up trading that away. So the Dolphins should look to go forward. They should look to rebuild because they have 3 first-round picks, I believe, over the next 2 seasons.